Jalen Hurts just won his first Super Bowl and is quickly becoming one of the most liked players in the NFL. But you still don't know a lot about the Eagles quarterback, like how he almost went pro in another sport, or the tragic story of one of his best friends in college. Here's 10 things you didn't know about Jalen Hurts. And number 1 is how he was able to get his number 1. In high school, Hurts wore the number 2, and that continued to college at Alabama. But when he transferred to Oklahoma, there was an issue. His good friend and star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb wore that number. So out of respect for him, Hurts decided to switch and wore the number 1 as a Sooner. And a similar thing happened when he got to the NFL. When the Eagles drafted him, their punter was wearing number 1, so for his rookie year, took the number 2. And then the following season, he went back to number 1, which he has rocked ever since. It's also not a secret just how athletic Hurts is, and a lot of that comes from his workout routine. Hurts is not only an amazing football player, but an incredible weightlifter as well. He got into powerlifting after his dad made him do so, since his older brother also went through that process. In high school, he was able to squat an incredible 500 pounds and bench press 275. And in college, he got even better, hitting a personal record of 600 pounds squatting. So if you ever wonder why the Eagles' tush push is unstoppable, you now know it's because of all the work the Philly QB puts in off the field. But what if I were to tell you that Hurts was pretty close to going pro in a different sport altogether? During a Q&A session, Hurts admits that the first sport he loved was baseball, and that if he didn't quit, then he could have been very special at it, even saying, quote, he wishes he could go team up with Bryce Harper on the Phillies. And while reflecting, he sometimes wondered what would have happened if he never stopped playing, saying, quote, I loved the game. I wish I would have never stopped looking back on it. I probably would have gotten drafted even out of high school if I have kept playing with the work I put in, but it's all good. It worked out fine. So why did the Eagles QB stop playing ball in the spring? Well, he quit going into 10th grade after his team didn't make the playoffs for football, so he wanted to focus on what was important to him. But he has shown off his baseball skills, which includes hitting a walk-off home run in a celebrity softball game. Many fans also don't realize just how close he is to his number 1 wide receiver, AJ Brown. The two have been friends for a while. The duo originally met while they were still in high school and stayed close throughout college. In 2019, Brown wore Hurts' Oklahoma jersey after a game, saying, quote, he's my brother, I'm repping him. So it's no wonder that this was their reaction when they found out that they would be teammates.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Hey, let's do it, man. Hey.
Boy.
Man, let's do it, man.
Say no more.
Jalen Hurts is well known for being an advocate for women in sports and having an all-female management team. This includes his agent Nicole Lynn, and how they got in touch is just insane. Right before the 2020 NFL Draft, Lynn DM'd Hurts on Instagram, asking if he had an agent yet. He didn't, so the two began working together, and in 2023, she helped negotiate a $255 million contract, which made Hurts the highest paid player in NFL history. Her work with Hurts has led to her representing other NFL stars like Myles Garrett, Bijan Robinson, and Will Anderson. In addition to that, she has also become the president of football ops for Clutch Sports, one of the best sports agencies out there. But did you know that one conversation completely changed Hurts' career? After being benched at Alabama and spending a season as a backup, Hurts wanted to transfer for his senior season and was reportedly down to the University of Miami or Maryland. But when he went to talk to Coach Nick Saban, he hated that idea. The legendary coach told him that he needed to go to Oklahoma so he could be, quote, surrounded by great players to boost his draft stock. So Hurts took the advice and transferred to Norman, and it could not have worked out better. He had a Heisman-like season, and it helped him get drafted in the second round. Speaking of getting drafted, Hurts thought that one of the Eagles' rivals was originally going to select him. On draft night, Hurts had zero idea who was going to pick him. He narrowed it down to Minnesota, Las Vegas, and Pittsburgh, and he thought he was going to be wearing the black and gold when he received a phone call with a Pennsylvania area code. But it was from the Eagles, not the Steelers. So the Birds drafted him with the 53rd overall pick, and it's safe to say that it's worked out for both sides. And as amazing Jalen Hurts is on the field, off of the field, he is an even better person, and that all starts with his family. Hurts is a huge family man and isn't afraid to show it. Growing up, his older brother was the quarterback at their high school, and he has since said that as a kid, that was his favorite player to watch. He also has a younger sister, and in an interview with GQ, he revealed that he already has money put aside for her to pay for her tuition in college. And in another interview, he showed love for his grandmother, revealing that they talk almost every day on FaceTime, and talks about just how much wisdom she has instilled in him.
Very important to me is my FaceTime calls with my grandmother. She gives me so much wisdom, so much love. She will let me know if I haven't talked to her in a minute. She has a big heart. She's a character, but everybody loves her. I love her too.
But easily, two of the biggest people in Hurts' life have been his mom and his dad. Averion Hurts was Jalen's coach in high school, and despite being the coach's kid, Hurts was pushed continuously by his father to a level above all the other players. His mom was also a teacher, and during Super Bowl week, Jalen said that the foundation, wisdom, and habits he has comes from the both of them. And Hurts has not only made both of them beyond proud, but has also taken care of them, buying houses for the two of them in their hometown in Texas. Philly's QB has also done his part in making sure his community is better. Hurts has done incredible work with the youth. In 2020, he found out about Eric Carter, a young kid in Pennsylvania who was diagnosed with cancer. So for Christmas that year, he teamed up with Alex's Lemonade Stand and gifted the family a $30,000 check for them to put towards a new house. But that was just the start for Hurts. This season, his foundation and him made a promise that for every touchdown scored by the QB, they would donate $5,000 to Philadelphia Public Schools to help improve air conditioning and heating. And with 42 total touchdowns scored, including the playoffs, that's over $210,000 that will be going to that cause. And outside of humanitarian work for the youth, he has done a great job at being a role model for them, which features always making the little ones feel included.
Jalen!
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Y'all go get y'all licks back?
That'll be nice. That'll be nice. We'll see Sunday.
But not only was this Super Bowl victory special for Jalen, it was special for one of his biggest fans as well. This is Walt Gary, and he's an Alabama football superfan who was born with Down syndrome. Every Thursday, Walt would hang out with the players right around 7 p.m. just as they would get off practice. And Jalen Hurts was one of his best friends. Every time Walt would come to visit, Hurts would get a score prediction for the upcoming game, and let's just say, Walt thought very highly of the team.
Let's go. Merry Christmas,
2018, Alabama.
Woo! For the 18?
38.
30-18? Okay. How many touchdowns?
28.
28 in one game?
Yep.
I must be going federal.
But in 2018, tragedy struck. Walt, at just 36 years old, died after being in a coma for several days. Before his passing, Walt predicted that Hurts would one day win a Super Bowl, so when Hurts took the field for Super Bowl 59, I think it's safe to say that his friendship with Walt helped to motivate him and his performance.
It's picked up, Hurts going deep, has a man, it is caught, Dotson down there! Hurts on the sneak, Pyle drives his way in, touchdown. Position in the pros. Hurts lets it go, complete A.J. Brown, the dagger, Hurts going deep, for it all, Devontae Smith!
Super Bowl 59 MVP quarterback Jalen Hurts.